Hey folks, and welcome back to Dungeons, Dragons, and Space Shuttles. So, first, some news, although it won't be news to you by the time you're watching this episode. The last 5, I think, or 6 episodes didn't have my vocal track on them. So, I'm sure future me has come up with a solution, and I think what I might do, and you'll know, is that I'm going to consolidate the 6 episodes into 3 with a voiceover over them and them sped up with just the major points of the episodes in them. But that means that I should give y'all a update on where we are in terms of the base and progress and stuff, just in case something goes horribly awry in between. But for that, I'm going to have to sleep. I have expanded the base into 2 rooms. We have a atomic reconstructor. We have started on kitchen workshop. We have this for demon metal purposes, which means we've got access to the nether. I have a full-sized smeltery, all prepared in here, with all my tinker's tools and stuff in here, and a seared furnace for brick making, as well as just fast smelting in general. Engineer's workshop, blacksmith's workshop, organisation of tools and stuff like that. We have an emeradic crystal aot. We've started on what do you call mystical agriculture? Yeah, mystical agriculture. We've got apple trees and mineral trees and normal tree farm. We've got ash bricks now instead of loam for making charcoal. I've started on bees. We created an apiary. I've got commons going in here and cultivated in here, and I really want to get into career bees because I've never done career bees. For the sake of enjoyment, I'm going to do that because I'm not a huge fan of bees. We've got a coke oven, which is producing coal coke. We've got a blast furnace, which is producing steel. And in fact, I have the exact amount of steel I need to create a tool forge, which was, as of the last episode, at the end of last episode, the intent for this episode was to create a tool forge. So we have the steel requirements finally for a tool forge, but we don't have the ovium requirements. Now, ovium's a pain in the ass for 2 reasons. 1, it requires a pickaxe with cobalt mining to be able to collect the ovium, and 2, it only spawns in diorite. But otherwise, we're all set. The hardest part is done with the steel, if you ask me. Although that being said, I just did complete what is probably the hardest part, which is getting a tool that is capable of cobalt mining, because I thought the emeradic crystal aot would be able to do it because it says mining level cobalt, but it can't. Every time I try to mine something with cobalt mining level, it can't do it. It fails. So I had to make an alumite pickaxe because alumite appears to be the only pre-cobalt material which we can make without a cobalt material, if that makes sense. And oh my god, alumite's terrible. If you thought alumite was an annoying intermediary step in the past, because it always has kind of been with Tinker's Tools, you almost immediately go to cobalt, and we probably still will. In order to make molten alumite, you need to alloy aluminium with iron and obsidian, but in order to make aluminium, we can't just smelt bauxite because we need a blast furnace for that. And from my experience with the Mischief of Mice and playing DD and DSS with them, we're a long way off a blast furnace. So instead you have to alloy tribarium fluid and molten shibuichi, and to make tribarium you need basalt and tiberium. We could use dilithium, but I haven't seen any dilithium, and also basalt is more readily available. Tiberium comes from the nether in large amounts, but has the chance to explode, which is why I also have this wooden exchanger, because a wooden exchanger is a way to acquire the tiberium safely without it exploding by swapping it with something like netherrack, and then mining out the netherrack and keep going. So then you get the tiberium and the shibuchi, which, by the way, shibuchi is also an alloy. This pack, man, this pack. And it's mana steel and silver. Now, I have no way of producing mana steel, so I had to go back into the dragon cave that we found a while ago and go through all the chests that I could get access to, and I found enough mana steel. To the point where, after using the 6 ingots to create the Elamite pick, we have 1 Elamite ingot, 1 nugget, and 11 millibuckets of Elamite left. And all these residual things that we had in here: iron, obsidian, triberium, basalt, tiberium, and aluminium. All to get the Elamite pick. Nuts. So, what we can do now... I feel the best thing to do at this point is go to the nether and get some cobalt and replace the head with cobalt, because Elamite is really bad in terms of durability. But of course, the nether is dangerous. But I think if we are fast and on our toes, we can get the necessary cobalt to make a pickaxe head. We only need 6 ore, cobalt ore, to be able to make the pickaxe head. So if we're fast, we should be able to manage. Although it looks like juggernauts are around every single corner up here, so that's fun. Okay, goodbye friends. There's 4, so we need 1 more. And hopefully it's actually under one of these. Nope. So this is the tiberium, by the way, this green stuff. I'm not going to mine it just to show you it exploding. You're going to have to trust me. It explodes. Ooh, quack! Nether foxes. That's exciting. I want to tame one of them. But, except they're violent. Please don't. I need this. Goodbye. Goodbye, you never saw me. Ha ha. Notice that everything's paused. It's because I did /home and it's trying to load the next area. Okay. So we have the 6 cobalt. And here we go. Cobalt, pickaxe, head. So that nightmare is over. As long as we never lose this pickaxe, we'll never have to worry about cobalt level mining ever again. So we've got 6 ingots left in there, so I only actually needed 3. Whoops. So let's show you what ovium looks like, because I'm sure we had some around here waiting for me this whole time. It comes from the Tiger add-on, which I've never really experienced outside of this pack. I wonder if there's any going to be in here. Where, in particular for this this mod, they have a special ore per special kind of rock. So this is Jaxium, for example, and Jaxium can only be found in granite. That's what makes this so frustrating, is you have to find the stone blobs that contain the ore, and then you have to get lucky and get it, because as you saw there, oh here we go, here's some ovium. So we can now mine ovium, and now I need to collect 9 of that, so I will be back when I have that. Alright, and our block of ovium is hardening. I forgot to mention, you can actually make ovium, and think heck you can. Ovium fluid is made. Or did they remove it? Oh my. Or maybe it's the dust that you can make. Ooh. Well, that's cruel. That's cruel and unusual. Here we go. Okay, galena and vanadium. And thank gosh you can, because seriously, being forced to find that once you've kind of mined out your local area is a pain. A pain that I don't care to deal with. However, we are so close to that tool forge, and I'm going to be back once I have the necessary bricks. Okay, tool forge. Big step. Tool dodge. Get it. We got it. Put the screwdriver back in there. Okay, wow. This is huge for a couple of reasons. One, we can make a hammer. Two, we can make a laser gun. The laser gun is going to help us out real good in terms of damage output and just being safe in this pack, because everything is quite difficult. I don't know why it lets us keep a tool station. It's weird, but the primary thing that we have to be concerned about is the hammer. Because the hammer is going to help us out real well. And because cobalt is a little bit of a pain to get to, I have a little bit of a solution to that. Once again, rapid fire skeletons. Come over here. I dare you. Okay. Where was I? There is another ore that gets spawned by the tiger mod. Or not so much an ore as a rock. And it's meteor. We won't actually be able to access the innards of this meteor, but we can now get the meteorite blocks. And ooh, that was unexpected. Hello. Why aren't you doing anything? So we cannot get this duranite no matter what we do at the moment. And we can't simply exchange things out either. Yoink. I said yoink. Your maximum harvest level is too low to exchange. Yeah. But we can now use our cobalt level pickaxe to get this stuff. You'll notice that it doesn't go into our backpack and instead turns into like a cobble version. Well, the cobble version is useful. There is a chance each time we try and pick one of these plain ones that we get the plain one instead. And when we do, that is basically 9 ingots of the stuff that we're after. So that will be great for making hammers. So I'm going to mine up a bunch of this, and I'll be back when I have enough for a hammer. Oh, there we go. We just got one of those pure ones. Alright, so I got myself 12 of the of how much we wanted, and we want to combine this with obsidian, which I don't have a heck of a lot of, but it should be enough to get what we want. So that's all going to melt up. This is going to melt up into meteorite fluid, which isn't what we want. We want this obsidiorite stuff, which is just obsidian plus meteorite fluid, and that'll give us obsidiorite, which we are going to use to make our tools en masse. Because while cobalt is fast, it's not plentiful for us right now, whereas those meteors are quite plentiful when you consider that there is just so much of it when you find a meteorite. And I've found at least 3 down there. I haven't marked them, but I know they're down there, so we're not going to be hurting for it or anything. Yeah, so this is going to be a great way to get access to a hammer without having to get all that cobalt and nonsense and deal with juggernauts. So I'll be back once I've made the pieces. So here we go, all the parts of my hammer assembled. Now, there's one thing I forgot to mention about the obsidianite. Its pitiful mining speed, 0.38. It does have alien, however, which means that it will grow. I'm not entirely sure what the stat rate of the growth is, and I accidentally made a tough tool binding. I'm sure we'll find a useful one. But I'm going to try and compensate that with electrum plates, which have the same mining speed as cobalt plates. So we've got this obsidianite electrum hammer, which will have a terrible mining speed of 1.8. But we've got 3 modifiers on it, and we don't need it to have fortune because it's just going to be for making big old tunnels, right? So we're essentially just going to stack redstone on it for the first 3 modifiers and see how we go. So that's 1, that's 2, that's 3. So now it's got 2.59, which again, pretty terrible, right? But if we keep looking back at this every so often, 8.72, which is considerably better. But if we keep looking back at this every so often, we'll see that its stats have changed and have grown. But we've got a hammer to do the job that we need it to do. Okay, which is making tunnels. Oh, and also because it's an electrum, it becomes a shocking hammer. So if we need to smack something real hard, we can. And I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem like an 8-point-something hammer. And it makes a real annoying sound. Okay, well, I didn't expect that. But, yeah. Why do we have endstone down here? Because we have an oblivion hive? Hello. Oblivion hive. What's an oblivion bee get up to? Well, you would produce forgotten cones, which do what? Pulsating propolis, amnesiac wax. And pulsating propolis lets us make pulsating mesh, or lets us make edipils. So, that's a nice find, I think. But yeah, I can start now strip mining. Oh, that's an awful sound, and I will save you all the trouble. And be right back. So yeah, I think I've found an exploit. I think what is happening is that because of the mechanic of electrum to charge an object, it's interacting weirdly with the roll of a hammer, and every time it ticks to try and charge, it's re-swinging the hammer, which is why I'm going to need to hammer this direction anyway. It acts normal when it's charged, but the moment it's not charged, it swings really, really fast. So it doesn't even really matter that it has a low speed, but you can see it's already gone up a little bit, because it was at like 8.6 or 8.7, now it's 8.8. And it's already at half durability, but that doesn't even matter because it's just meteorite fluid and obsidian, which is cheap as chips. So real big progress there. And we've kind of abandoned the quest book for the last couple of episodes. So, wonderful. Let's maybe... No, because I don't have any... It would be really fun to fight this guy, but I don't have armor at the moment. And armor is expensive. What I would like to do... and I'm not seeing a chapter for it, unless it's behind something somewhere. It might be in questline 1, it might be in questline 2, tier 2, sorry. But I'd like to try and get into refined storage, because this storage system of ours is going nowhere. Extreme pattern encoder. Okay, so if we were to get into this, we would need, at the very least, the first thing would be, I can't even, refined, this controller. So a controller looks really scary. But is it? Special infused iron plate, infused with quartz or tin? Special infused iron. Why is it special infused and not just infused iron? Give me iron infused with tin, an alloy smelter, an induction smelter with mana quartz, or just iron and quartz, and an induction smelter. So I'd have to go through an induction smelter first, which is great because I kind of need that for recycling. What else are some big steps here? Probably these tier 1 storage modules, which aren't too scary. Iron gear and stuff. Neutron reflector. That's not scary at all. What else? We'd need an enrichment chamber, wouldn't we? Or a metallurgic infuser, which itself is not very scary. Yeah, so we could start working towards this stuff, but if we look at this, they want us to do tier 1 solar panel. Why don't we do a tier 1 solar panel, huh? And just see where... Let's not try and jump too far ahead. Let's see where they want us to go. Tier 1 solar panel. 5 glass, some redstone, and a redstone transmission coil. So 16 redstone. 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5 iron. Cook that on up. And then 8 more redstone. 5 sand. No, I always do that. 5 sand. 2 glass. And then a bunch of wood. Which might have enough. Okay. Wait, was that? I think I did a bad. I think we want. Glenna, what are you gonna do when I? Nothing. Nothing right now. Because I think I'm out of silver. Yep, I'm super out of silver. And a transmission coil is gonna set us back 3, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go get some silver. And 3 silver. So... Yep. And then, I can't even remember what it was we're making. Solitaire 1. Oh, you want wooden plates? That's so much better. Cool. Quest complete. Oh, yeah. I'll take the second solar, thanks. And you really want me to make leadstone, huh? I mean, I'm not really in agreement. Get out of my inventory things. Okay. Right. Leadstone. Leadstone is what? Some silicone, some glass, 4 lead plates, and 2 red alloy plates. Yikes. Get these cooking. Okay, had to make a new hammer. There's our lead plates, there's our red alloy plates, and I forgot to put the glass on. Leadstone, flux ducts. Okay, great. Did any tools get in my inventory? No, they did not. Thank you. Put you away. So that leads to flow duct, basic circuits. Yeah, it's all coming together. Fluid duct. Six copper plates and 3 wooden plates. We have 2 wooden plates. If we made the glass one, yeah, I'm gonna make the glass one. And this time, I'm not gonna forget that it's, we gotta smelt the glass. Give me 12 of them. Oh, it'll be nice once we have a compressor. And those. And make flow ducts. Thank you very much. Out of silicon. How terrible. You really wanted the opaque ones, huh? Okay, well. Is there still a recipe to convert these? There isn't. Thanks. A little bit my fault for not paying attention enough, but also their fault for having stupid quests. That's right, I said it. Guess I just didn't want to bother learning how to make wooden plates. It's literally 2 wood. I guess I can forgive them. But now we're out of silicon. How many of these? We got 7 gold. And the reason I'm looking at them is because I know you can buy silicon, because I cannot be bothered making it. 4 gold and 5 silver. And some empty cells. I need 10 empty cells. Well... I do believe there goes something like this. Great. First thing we've ever shopped. Oh, give me my silicon cells. Great. That is not how that goes. 8 opaque fluid ducts. Yeesh. Claim. That gets us into basic circuits, which gets us to the atomic reconstructor, the compatomatic, iron hook, bioreactor, engineer's manual. And I've already actually made one of these, but because it was used in the atomic reconstructor. So, hey, learn to click. Silicon 2 transistors. Do we still have any transistors left? We don't. We don't. Cruel. Paper and stuff. Let's grab some sugarcane. Can use all the paper we can get. Give me that. Cool. Have that. Also have that. 2 gold. I am entirely out of gold without smelting more. I'll be back. Okay. You want super glue, don't you? Maybe in the future we'll make a second engineer's table and one of them will be dedicated to super glue and the other to silicon. But there we go. We now have stuff and things. Sorry, it's a very intense process doing these sorts of things. And then you wanted a control circuit. Silicon, 2 electrotin, which is made with copper for some reason in this pack. Yes, I'm going to keep pointing that out. And 4 circuit plates. Are you also super glue? You are. Okay. Hang on one moment. I'm so glad I made the reservoir. Good. Maybe that's a project for me for between episodes, is to more silicon, please. Make a second engineer's table. Right. Where do we go from here, quest book? Well, actually, we're kind of at that wrapping up point, but there is one thing I can do. Yoinkus. There we go. And what do we get for our trouble? I'll take the Inori plates, actually. Because that's 4 Inori. Oh, and then you want us to go into all this junk. How much redstonia do you want? Oh, I can do this. I can do these. Oh, terrible. I want to wrap up. But these are so easy. There we go. I'll take the everything then. I'll also take the everything. Great. Do I have enough Inori? I do. Great. Get this stuff back in there. It's all catching up. I'll take the silver coins. I think you want a diamantine crystal. Done. Thank you. which gives me a diamantine plate. And that's it. That's as far as we're going. Actually, no, that is as far as we're going. I could pick up that crate, but there's stuff in it, and it would burst everywhere, and then I would have to clean it up. Canola, compactomatic, hooks, bioreactor engineer's manual, some stuff to do with some wires, some stuff to do with some batteries. Alright, we know what we're doing next episode. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.